They say family is everything until you're treated like furniture in your own bloodline's living room. I never imagined the day would come when my presence, my effort, and my love would be reduced to 5 demeaning words. She's just the babysitter. That's what my grandson's wife, Aubrey, the golden-haired, manicure-obsessed woman with a voice like a wine glass cracking, said about me during her brunch with friends. She thought I couldn't hear. She thought she was safe behind their whispered giggles and clinking mimosas. But I heard every word, and that day I decided I may be old, but I'm not invisible. If she wanted just a babysitter, I'd give her one, then take her out of the equation entirely. Let me tell you how a retired grandmother with a pension and a secret stash of frequent flyer miles turned one little insult into a 5-star revenge vacation, with a side of daycare bills. My name is Gloria Kensington. I'm 72 years old, widowed, and proud grandmother to 3 sweet little gremlins, ages 2, 4, and 6. I was a history teacher for nearly 4 decades, and if there's one thing I know, it's that empires fall not with earthquakes, but with whispers. My grandson Ethan married Aubrey 5 years ago. Back then, she was sweet enough, polished, polite, always wearing heels to family dinners, like she was auditioning for Real Housewives of Suburbia. I didn't mind her veneer. People wear armor when they're insecure. But over the years, that polish turned into poison. She took over everything: the house, the finances, the parenting, even Ethan's spine. Poor boy used to have opinions. Now he's just the chauffeur and diaper duty dad, while Aubrey books spa weekends and content creation days. And me, I was the lifeline, the unpaid nanny, the meal prepper, the midnight call responder when their baby had a fever, all without asking for a dime. Why? Because I loved my grandson, and those kids, they are the light in my sunset years. So when Aubrey told her brunch squad, "Oh, don't worry, my husband's grandmother watches them. She's just the babysitter," like I was some Craigslist temp, I snapped. Not visibly, of course. I smiled. I offered her more spinach quiche, but inside, a plan began to simmer. Not a petty tantrum. No, a lesson, one she'd never forget. It happened on a sunny Sunday. They'd invited their influencer friends over. I was in the kitchen making cucumber sandwiches, with my hands still sore from arthritis, while the girls gossiped and drank. That's when I heard it. "She's just the babysitter," Aubrey said, with a casual flick of her French manicured wrist. "Really? That's so convenient," her friend said. "I wish my husband's grandma was still alive. You hit the jackpot." "I know," Aubrey giggled. "She's old, but sweet. Keeps them all day. Better than paying for daycare. Ugh." That's when I paused. I had just pulled out the lemon tarts I made from scratch, her favorite. I looked down at the tray and thought, "You really think I'm just a service?" I set the tarts down, smiled sweetly, and walked into the room. "Ladies," I said, calm and collected, "I hope you're enjoying yourselves." They all nodded, offered fake smiles, and kept drinking. That night, I went home and started planning. I didn't go full nuclear. Oh no, I've read enough Agatha Christie to know that the best revenge is slow and delicious, like a tea steeped in arsenic. First, I waited. I still came over every day, like clockwork. I baked. I bathed the kids. I smiled. Meanwhile, I logged every hour I worked, every diaper I changed, every load of laundry I folded while Aubrey posed for Instagram stories in her walk-in closet. And then I started dropping hints. "You know," I'd say casually, "my friend Helen just went on a cruise. Said the Mediterranean this time of year is divine." Aubrey barely looked up from her phone. "Must be nice," she muttered. Ethan smiled sympathetically. "You should do something like that, Grandma. You deserve a break." "Oh, don't worry," I said. "A break is coming." I cashed in every reward point I had, called my friend Judith, booked a 14-day luxury cruise with 0 kids, 3 swim-up bars, and more cabana boys than a Vegas bachelor party. But I didn't tell them right away. Oh no. I waited until the week before the cruise. It was a Monday morning. Aubrey had just gotten back from her branding retreat, and the kitchen was littered with almond milk cartons and smoothie powders. She barely noticed me walk in. "Morning," I said. "Just wanted to remind you, I won't be here next week." She blinked. "What?" "I'm going on a cruise. 2 weeks. Mediterranean. I'll be back after." There was a pause. A long, awkward, ugly pause. "Wait, what do you mean, a cruise?" "I mean a boat," I said sweetly. "One that travels, with stops and cocktails, and no toddlers. Who's going to watch the kids?" I sipped my tea. "Daycare, I assume. I heard they have openings, though they charge by the minute." Ethan looked like someone had just told him Santa died. Wait, you can't just leave," Aubrey stammered. "We work full-time. We have meetings. I'm launching a podcast." "Well," I said, rising, "I suppose that's the price of using free labor and calling her just a babysitter." Then I left. Aubrey's face didn't just fall, it cracked. Her manicured fingers clutched her coffee cup so tightly I thought it might shatter. "Wait, Gloria, you can't just not come. Next week is crazy. I have 3 brand shoots. Ethan has double shifts." I nodded sympathetically, like I'd just heard a child explain why they shouldn't eat vegetables. "Well, darling, you said it yourself. I'm just the babysitter, not a family member, not someone who gets included in decisions, or thank yous, or even holiday cards anymore. So now, you'll have to book an actual babysitter." Ethan cleared his throat. "Grandma, come on. We didn't mean it like that." "Oh, I know you didn't, Ethan. You never mean anything these days. You just go along with whatever Aubrey says, like a shopping cart with no brakes." His jaw tightened. Aubrey, still trying to keep her cool, switched tactics. "Gloria, this is seriously inconsiderate. We can't just find someone last minute. You could have told us weeks ago." "I booked it last month," I said brightly. "I just didn't feel obligated to report to my boss." Boom. Silence. I finished my tea, stood up, and kissed the children goodbye. "I'll bring them back seashells," I whispered to the youngest. As I walked out the door, I heard her say it again, quietly this time, sharp and bitter like a paper cut. "She's being petty." No, sweetheart. Petty is when you key someone's car. This question mark. This is accountability served with a cocktail umbrella. The text messages started at 6:42 a.m. Monday morning. Aubrey. "Hey, so, can you recommend any daycare places? All the ones I called said they're booked until June." I ignored it. Aubrey. "We're thinking maybe a neighborhood sitter. Do you know any retirees who do that?" Ignored again. Ethan. "Grandma, please, we're drowning here." By noon, she was tagging me in passive-aggressive Instagram stories like a teenager dealing with their ex. Some people say family is forever. Apparently, only until they get vacation plans. You're just saying you're disappointed but not surprised. I sipped my mimosa from the cruise deck, posted a photo of the ocean, and captioned it, "Family is forever, until they treat you like furniture." Grandma on the loose, booked and busy. 2 days into my trip, I got a voicemail from Ethan. His voice sounded like he'd aged a decade. "Grandma, I don't even know what to say. The sitter canceled last minute, Aubrey tried to take all 3 kids to a co-working space? Don't ask. And the toddler smeared Nutella on someone's MacBook. We're getting sued, maybe. Also, daycare charges $100 an hour. How are we supposed to afford this? I laughed so hard, I almost dropped my pina colada. Day 3, Aubrey finally cracked. She posted an Instagram reel that started out inspirational, uplifting music, her looking stressed, but glam. But then cut to a meltdown clip where the 4-year-old was peeing in a potted plant behind her Zoom meeting. It got 200,000 views and comments like, "OMG, where's your nanny? Girl, this is not the aesthetic. You should respect your elders." Suddenly, her followers weren't envying her perfect life. They were questioning why she'd burned bridges with the one person holding it all together. Karma was trending in the Kensington household. On the 6th night of my cruise, I got an unexpected email from Ethan. Subject: I'm sorry. Really. Grandma, I owe you the biggest apology. I let Aubrey disrespect you. I stood there and said nothing. And worse, I benefited from it. You kept our family from falling apart, and we treated you like an unpaid service. I remember when I was little, and you used to tell me bedtime stories about queens who ran entire kingdoms. I didn't realize until now that you were one of those queens. I don't expect you to forgive us overnight, but when you come back, I'd love to talk. No expectations, just coffee, just you and me. Love, Ethan. It made me pause. Because here's the thing, revenge feels delicious, but redemption, that's rare and precious. When I returned, I didn't call. I didn't text. I waited. Sure enough, they showed up at my door the next morning. Aubrey looked like she hadn't slept in days. Her hair was in a bun that said, "Defeat," and she had visible marker stains on her yoga pants. She was holding a tray of store-bought scones and a card that said, "We appreciate you." I raised an eyebrow. Bringing offerings to the village elder? She cracked a small smile. I deserved that. Ethan stepped forward. Can we come in? I let them in. Not out of pity, but because sometimes letting someone feel shame face to face is more powerful than shutting the door. We sat down, and Aubrey took a deep breath. I was arrogant, she said, and entitled. I treated you like an employee, not family, and I judged you for being old, without realizing that everything we've built depends on your strength. I'm sorry, Gloria, truly. There it was, not a performance, not for Instagram, just a messy, human moment. And finally, I saw a crack in that perfect porcelain she hid behind, a glimpse of someone who might just be teachable. I laid it out, plain and simple. I'll come around once a week. I'll play with the kids, maybe even pick them up from school if you're in a pinch. But I'm not the default. I'm not the free solution. They nodded. You pay for help when you need it. You plan ahead. You treat me like family, not staff. Yes, ma'am, Ethan said, with the exact same sheepish grin he had at age 5. And one more thing, I added. No more calling me the babysitter. In this family, I'm Grandma Gloria, and Grandma Gloria runs the damn show. I still get texts from Aubrey asking for advice. Real questions, too, about parenting, about life. She even joined me for a gardening class last weekend. I think she's learning. Ethan, he's stepping up. He makes pancakes for the kids every Saturday now. Says it's tradition. And me, I'm already planning my next cruise. Because if I've learned one thing, it's this. You don't stop being powerful just because your hair turns gray. You don't stop commanding respect because someone younger forgot your worth. You remind them. You teach them. And if necessary, you leave them with the daycare bill. Never underestimate a grandmother. Behind every just a babysitter is a matriarch who built the foundation you're standing on. Respect her or prepare to pay, literally. If you loved watching a grandma serve justice hotter than her lemon tarts, hit that subscribe button, because here, we don't do boring. We do bold, dramatic, and deliciously satisfying revenge tales. You don't want to miss what Gloria, or someone just like her, does next. Tap the bell too, because around here, karma has a schedule. Subscribe now. Let's keep the tea hot and the stories hotter.